Welcome back, friends, for another WTSO Premium Wine Club Bottle Shop tasting. Let's go back to France, more specifically, Bordeaux. If you've seen prior videos where we talk about Bordeaux, you know that it's a huge region. It's like almost 300,000 acres in size, and it's subdivided by two main geographical features. There's two rivers there. There's the Garonne and the Dordogne. And depending on where you're located on the rivers, they either consider you to be left bank or right bank. And the right bank, where places like this, Saint-Émilion, are located, make some really fantastic Merlot-based red wines. In the Bordeaux region, we have 6 major indigenous grapes there, considered noble grapes, that they use in almost all of their blends. Most of the time, the wines are predominantly made with a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and then the other supporting roles. This one here, Saint-Émilion, actually features more Merlot.
So that's just one of the distinctions between the two banks then?
Yes, yeah. On the right bank, you're going to see blends that are dominant in Merlot. And the region of Saint-Émilion has been around since the Roman times. It used to be called Ascumbas. But around 700 AD, it was named after a Breton monk. And in the Middle Ages, Bordeaux was actually a part of the Kingdom of England. And the reputation of the wine being made in Saint-Émilion was such that King John granted them a monastic order, a group of monks called the Girard, to maintain the quality and the integrity of the local wines being made there. And the Girard still exists today.
So the French wine under the purview of the English?
Yes, well, you know, the English drank too. They wanted their good wine, especially the king. As in other parts of France, Bordeaux and Saint-Émilion has its own classification system for wine quality. Grand Cru Classé here is pretty much the highest level quality. Chateau La Couspaude has been family owned for about 100 years. They're very small, only like 17 acres, and all their vines are about 50 years in age. So older vines tend to produce higher quality fruit, more concentrated wine. That one's got some depth of color there to it.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a little orange too. It's getting up there, long in the tooth. And this is a 2016 vintage, 8 years old at this point, which is right in the sweet spot for drinking good Bordeaux. So this is predominantly Merlot, a dash of Cab Franc, and a dab of Cabernet Sauvignon. And look at that color. It's already kind of leaning into the orange, no longer fresh red, which means, you know, it's getting a little older.
And it certainly is dark.
Whew, man, that's just a nose full though. It's like savory berries. I'm not really too familiar with boysenberry, but I want to say boysenberry. And definitely cedar. There's a lot of cedar plank on there, coming from oak barrels, no doubt. Some vanilla, cassis. Cassis is a common descriptor. It's very perfumed. The acidity is nice and bright. Now, Merlot-based wines tend to be a little bit more velvety and smooth. A lot of people describe them as being sort of like an iron fist in a velvet glove. And yeah, there's that cassis, a little dried cranberry in there, some blueberry, I guess, I think I'm getting. Definitely that cedar, that wood, kind of the oaky, woody sensation from the oak barrels, and the vanilla on the finish, which is, this is all classic. So let's talk about some food pairings for a wine like this from Saint-Émilion. I would just stick with the basics here. This is all around what you would expect to have with a red wine. This is your steaks, your grilled meats, game meats, your portobello mushrooms, things that are a little bit more savory with that umami quality to them.
What would you say about like escargot?
Oh yeah, gosh. Escargot, you can't go wrong with a French wine like this, especially that butteriness too. And I would say even you could do like a buttered salmon too, like a baked salmon, and it would be perfect with something like this. Oh, here's kind of a fun fact about Saint-Émilion. They're also known for their macaroons, which is interesting, but you know, there's a monastic order there, but there's also nuns as well. And they've maintained the recipe for the local macaroons since the 1600s.
Now that is a piece of trivia. So can we pair this with the macaroons too, I guess?
I bet you it would work. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's always such a pleasure to revisit these wines that we tasted in prior Premium Wine Club tasting sets. But for those of you who are uninitiated and not part of the club, you can pick and choose, mix and match over at the Premium Wine Club Bottle Shop and taste all of these, create your own set even. And better yet, we offer a new feature where you can mix and match all of these bottles, put your own set together and schedule a private tasting with me, which would be awesome. And if you like what we're doing here, please do me a favor and subscribe to the WTSO YouTube channel and you'll get all the videos that we make. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.